Hello students, how are you all? I hope you are happy and healthy and studying also. As you all know, we are studying Packed with the Sun, your supplementary reader book, and we are revising these chapters which we have already completed. So today in the series of that revision, we are going to revise chapter number 5, Tansen. Tansen, as you all know, a famous musician. So let's start. This lesson is the story of famous Indian musician Tansen. It talks about the importance of complete information and the wisdom of finding solution. How Tansen, with his deep knowledge of music and wisdom, to apply that knowledge, was able to save himself. So in this story you can find the famous Indian musical named Tansen, and he was only child of singer of Muknandan Mishra. They lived in the village Behat near Gwalior. Tansen was a naughty but wise and talented child. One day in the forest, Swami Haridas found Tansen roaring like a tiger. Then Tansen started learning music from him. He learned music for 11 years and became a great singer afterwards. His father's last wish was to send Tansen to Muhammad Ghaus of Gwalior. There, Tansen got married to Hussaini. Soon after, Tansen became a famous musician. He became the official singer in Emperor Akbar's court. Being a favorite of Akbar, he was a victim of jealousy of the few courtiers. Courtiers, those who are represent in the service of emperor. Courtiers even planned to kill Tansen. Shaukat Mia, a courtier in Akbar's court, requested Akbar to make Tansen sing Rag Deepak. Tansen knew that Rag Deepak could produce heat around the singer and turned him into ashes, and Rag Megha could bring rain. So that was, he understood. So he prepared his daughters Saraswati and her friend Rupavati to sing Rag Megha in the court. So this is a beautiful, you can say, that incident was beautiful narrated in this story, Tansen. And when you just go through the story, you can find how great musician was Tansen. So let's start reading the paragraph number 1 to end, and paragraph wise I am going to explain the chapter. Tansen was the only child of his parents, naughty but talented. He imitated the calls of birds and animals perfectly. Once, he tried to frighten a group of travelers by roaring like a tiger. You may have heard the name of Tansen, the greatest musician our country has produced. Now let's start. Being his parent only child, Tansen was a naughty but skilled child. Yes, of course, he was a skilled child because he could imitate the sounds of different type of birds and animals. He used to copy birds and animals' sounds. One day, he tried to scare a group of travelers by making the roaring sound of the tiger. It was Tansen, the greatest musician of our country. Now we are moving. A singer called Mukanandan Mishra and his wife lived in the Bay Hut near Gwalior. Tansen was their only child. It is said that he was a naughty child. Often he ran away to play in the forest and soon learned to imitate perfectly the calls of birds and animals. A famous singer named Swami Haridas was once traveling through the forest with his disciples. Tired, the group settled down to rest in the shady grove. Tansen saw them. Now here you can see the word is disciple. Disciple means pupils. 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 So you can write disciple means pupils. Pupils. Okay, and grow, a group of trees. Grow means, and you can see over here, group of trees. That is called grove. Grove means a group of trees planted together. That is planted together. That is called grove. Okay, so let's start. Tansen was Mukanandan Mishra's son, who lived at Bay Hut near Gwalior with his wife. Tansen was naughty child. He used to go to the forest to play. There he learnt the art of copying the sound of birds and animals. One day, a renowned singer, Swami Haridas, was crossing the forest with his disciple. Feeling tired, they stopped under the tree to rest. Tansen was looking at him. Now we are moving to next paragraph. A stranger in the forest. He said to himself, "It will be fun to frighten them." He hid behind a tree and roared like a tiger. The little group of travelers scattered in fear, but Swami Haridas called them together. "Don't be afraid," he said. "Tigers are not always dangerous. Let us look for this one." Now here you can see a new word is frightened. Frightened means to scare. So let's write. Frightened means scare. So write down scare, and now we are moving to next, or I am going to explain this paragraph. Now he thought that it would be fun to make strangers scared, so he hid behind the tree and made a sound like a tiger's roar. Out of fear, all the travelers ran here and there, but Swami Haridas asked them to come and sit together, as there was nothing to be scared of. Tigers were not always dangerous, as the Swami Haridas said. Now, here you can see, suddenly one of his men saw a small boy hiding behind a tree. "There are no tigers here, master," he said, "only this naughty boy." What happened? All of a sudden, one of the travelers saw a small boy behind the tree, and he told Swami that there was no tiger, but it was a naughty little boy only. So they just confirm about it. And let's move to the next paragraph. Swami Haridas did not punish him. He went to Tansen's father and said, "Your son is very naughty. He is also very talented. I think I can make him a good singer." Tansen was 10 years old when he went away with Swami Haridas. He lived with him for 11 years, learning music, and became a great singer. At about this time, his parents died. Mukunandan Mishra's dying wish was that Tansen should visit Muhammad Ghaus of Gwalior. Muhammad Ghaus was a holy man. Mukunandan Mishra had long been devoted to him and often visited to him while living in Gwalior with Muhammad Ghaus. Tansen was often taken to the court of Rani Mriganani, who was a great musician herself. There he met and married one of the ladies of the court. Her name was Hussaini. Now, the new word is here is to hurt or punish. So the new word is punish. Punish means to hurt. To hurt a wrong doer. To hurt a wrong doer. It means punish. Now here in this paragraph you can see Swami Haridas did not punish him. Rather, he went to his father and told him that his son was very naughty but was very skilled. He suggested to him that he could make him a good singer. Tansen was 10 years of age when he went away with Swami. Swami Haridas became Tansen's music teacher. Tansen learned music from 11 years, became a great singer of his times. During this time, his parents died. His father's last wish was that Tansen must visit Muhammad Ghaus of Gwalior because he was a famous musician. He was a holy man also. He even lived with a holy man, Muhammad Ghaus. There he was frequently taken to the court of Rani Mriganani. She was also a great musician. There he married Hussaini, who was in the court of Mriganani. Now here you can see he got married with Mriganani and the next phase of his life was started. Hussaini also became Swami Haridas' disciple. Tansen and Hussaini had 5 children who were all very musical. Hussaini also became Swami Das' disciple. They had 5 children and they all were very musical. Now we are moving to the next paragraph. Tansen had by this time become very famous. Sometime he sang before Emperor Akbar, who was so impressed by him that he insisted Tansen should join his court. Now here the new word is impressed. Impressed, this is new word, and insisted also. So impressed means to cause someone admire deeply. To cause someone admire deeply. So this is the meaning of impressed. And insisted means to say something firmly and forcefully. Firmly and forcefully. So this is the meaning of insisted. Now you can see Tansen became very famous and he got opportunity to sing before Emperor King because he became famous. That is why. Akbar was very impressed by his music because he was a great singer, and so he asked Tansen to join the court because his music was really, you can say, refreshing, and the Emperor Akbar was admired a lot. Now let's read the next paragraph. Tansen went to Akbar's court in 1556 and soon became a great favorite of the emperor. Akbar would call upon Tansen to sing at any time during the day or night. Quite often, he would just walk into Tansen's house to hear him practice. He also gave him many presents. Some of the courtiers became jealous of Tansen. So we shall never be able to rest till Tansen is ruined. So this type of the feeling was raised in the mind of the courtiers. They declared one of the courtiers, Shaukat Mian, had a bright idea. Now in this paragraph you can see the new face of Tansen, and that was a phase of his life that was he was appreciated by Emperor Akbar, but seminently you can see the courtier got jealous with him. Now let's see, Tansen joined Akbar's court in 1556 and Akbar liked him very much. Akbar used to call him to sing very often at any time of the day and night, any time he could call him. Rather, he used to go to his house as well as to hear him sing. He gave him many gifts. His growing popularity and Akbar's interest in him made other courtiers jealous of him. They were so jealous and they planned to ruin him because they did not like him. Shaukat Mian had a clever idea. One of the, you can say, the head of that plan was Shaukat Mian. So now we are moving to the next paragraph, that is, let us make him sing Rag Deepak. Now they are started planning. So what they have planned, that you can read in this next paragraph. So let us sing him Rag Deepak. Now that was very dangerous. How will that help us? Ask another man. If Raga Deepak is properly sung, it makes the air so hot that the singer is burned to ashes. Tansen is very good singer. If he sings Raga Deepak, he will die and we will be rid of him. So that type of the, you can say, the thoughts was coming inside the courtiers, and the head of that planning or conspiracy was Shaukat Mian. He suggested that Tansen should sing Rag Deepak. Another man asked how could that help them. He answered that if that rag would be sung correctly, it would be make the air so hot that the singer would be burned to ashes. So that was the aim of Shaukat Mian. Tansen was a very good singer. If he did that, he would die and they would get rid of him. So that was the plan. So after that, you can see Shaukat Mian went to Akbar and said, we don't think Tansen is a great singer. Let us test him. Tell him to sing Raga Deepak. Only the greatest singers can sing it properly. So Shaukat Mian had planned very well and he went to the Akbar and said that in their opinion, Tansen was not a very good singer. If he was, so then let them test him and ask him to sing Raga Deepak, as only the greatest singer could sing that. So that was the, you can say, this was the plan of Shaukat Mian, and they really wanted to ruin him because they got jealous with him. Okay, so now let's move to the next paragraph, that is, of course, he can sing it. Tansen can sing anything, Akbar said. Tansen was afraid but could not disobey the king. Very well, my lord, he said, but give me time to prepare myself. Tansen went home. He had never been more downcast and unhappy. I can sing the raga, he told his wife, but the heat it gives off will not only set the lamps alight, it will also burn me ashes. Now here the Akbar was so much confirmed that Tansen would sing any raga. Akbar replied firmly, showing full trust that Tansen could sing anything, could do anything. So any raga he could sing. But Tansen was scared and was unable to say no to the king. That time he was scared and he was unable to say no to the king. So Tansen asked the king to give him some time. Tansen went home and was unhappy because he knew the result. He knew the consequences of that rag. So he told his wife that he was able to sing that rag, but with its heat, not only the lamps would be lit, but would also be turned into ashes. That was the consequence of that Raga Deepak. So that was a very dangerous rag. Then he had an idea. If someone sings Raga Megha at the same time and sings it properly, it will bring rain. Perhaps our daughter Saraswati and her friend Roopwati could do it, he said. Now he was started planning about that because he understood that if the king orders something, so he had to do. So that is why he was planning for that. So in that idea, that an idea struck him that if somebody could sing Raga Megha at the same time, Raga Megha, if sung correctly, would bring rain. That he understood. He asked his daughter Saraswati and her friend Roopwati to do that. So now here you can see. He taught the two girls to sing Raga Megha. They practiced night and day for 2 weeks. Tansen told them, you must wait till the lamps start burning and then you start singing. So he trained them because it was a very important day. That day he was going to perform because along with that Raga Deepak, Raga Megha was also very important. So because of that, rain would be come. So he taught them Raga Megha. They practiced very hard for 2 weeks. 2 weeks they were continuously practicing on that Rag Megha, and day and night, not only in the day but the night also they were practicing. Tansel told them, you must wait till the lamps start burning and then you start singing. So that was the condition, that when the lamps start burning, then you can sing that Raga Megha. So that type of the training Tansen had given to both of the girls, Rupavati and Saraswati. So now we are moving to the next paragraph. Both raga were sung according to plan. Akbar punished Tansen enemies. Tansen died in 1585. And you can say this paragraph is the concluding paragraph of this chapter. The legend goes that on the appointed day, the whole town assembled to hear Tansen sing Rag Deepak. When he began to sing, the air became warm. Soon people in the audience were bathed in the perspiration. The leaves on the trees have dried up and fell to the ground. As the music continued, birds fell dead because of the heat, and the water in the rivers began to boil. People cried out in terror as flames shot up out of the nowhere and lighted the lamp. So that was the scene. It was created by the narrator, you can see. So Tansen went as per the plan, because that was very important for him. If he would not go with the plan, so that was very dangerous for him. So that is why Tansen went as per the plan. The whole town got together to listen him sing. As he started singing, the air became hot. People started sweating. The sweating was started. That time the leaves dried and fell on the ground. That was the scene of the, you can see, the hottest time of that month, you can see. The leaves dried and fell on the ground. Birds died and water in the river started boiling. So you can imagine that how strong the hot was, or you can say the hottest day of that time. People started crying in fear and the lamps were lit. Now the time had come and the lamp was lit. So in this paragraph you can see how critical condition was that, because of the heat of the Rag Deepak. And here in this picture you can see he started singing Rag Deepak, and everywhere you can see the leaves were shading and the hot air were blowing and people were started sweating. So in this picture you can see. Now we are moving to the last paragraph of this story. That is, at once Saraswati and Rupavati began to sing Rag Megha. The sky clouded over and the rain came down. Tansen was saved. The story goes that he was very ill after this, and Akbar was sorry that he had caused him so much suffering. He punished Tansen's enemies. When Tansen got well, the entire city rejoiced. Tansen remained Akbar's court singer till 1585. When he died, he composed several new ragas. Tansen tomb is in Gwalior. It is a place of pilgrimage for musicians. Now, after that, the hottest scene, you can see Saraswati and Rupavati started singing Raga Megha as soon as the lamp were lit. So, as the Tansen was directed them, they started singing when the diyas, or you can say the lamps, were lit. The sky was immediately clouded and the showers of rain began pouring down on the earth. The rain was started. So that was a beautiful scene you can see in this story. Tansen was saved, but the consequences of that event he suffered, because after that incident Tansen fell ill and Akbar felt sorry for causing him pain, because it was a very dangerous situation after going to burn in that burning fire like raga, and after that the rain has come. So there is two contradictory reaction was there. That is why and he sang that Raga Deepak with full force, with full force. That is why Tansen was saved and Tansen fell ill also. So Akbar felt very sorry for that. He punished Tansen's enemies. When Tansen recovered from his illness, the whole city was joyous and celebrated it, because it was a time like Diwali, because their famous singer was saved. That was a beautiful time for each and every countryman. Tansen remained Akbar's court till his death, that is 1585. He composed many new ragas. So in this story you can see that Raga Deepak and a Raga Megha. The famous ragas, there are many ragas in our Hindustani music, and you can say the Indian vocal music. So Indian vocal music is considered as one of the finest vocal music in the world. And Tansen, you can say the founder of that music, vocal music. So this story reminds us his great sacrifice, his great devotion about music, and his great ragas. So I think we have revised this chapter. So we will do tomorrow's question and answer of this chapter. And till then, bye bye and take care.